Okay, so this package should contain the Sopranos Family Cookbook. So let's open it up. So this is a book that I bought off eBay. And it looks like a really interesting book. I'm a massive fan of The Sopranos. It's one of my all-time favourite TV shows. And in this book is like recipes for Italian style meals. So I'm hoping that some of the recipes in this book are for actual meals that you do see in The Sopranos, like meals that you see Tony eating at home, like with his wife and kids and stuff, or like at the restaurant. So this knife, it's a really sharp knife, but for some reason it's just not doing a good job at all of opening up this package. And here it is. Yeah, so far it looks like it's in fairly good condition. So the Sopranos Family Cookbook is compiled by Bucco. Don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. There you can see Tony Soprano there with all of the other guys sat at a table eating a meal. And there's the back of it. You know, I can't remember most of the people's names in The Sopranos for some reason, which is weird because it's like one of my all-time favourite TV shows and I've been watching it since around 2002, so I can't even really remember his name. Is he called Uncle Junior or something? So let's just see what the book looks like under the cover. So it's just like a plain dark grey book. Whoops. And you've got that written on the side there. Kind of in a metallic red. Looks really nice. Alright, so I can't remember her name, but yeah, it's Tony's mother. And you can see there the meal that she's making is caught on fire. I'm guessing this is a scene out of one of the episodes. I can't remember it though. Isn't there an episode where Tony is dreaming or hallucinating and there's like a woman in the garden next to his house, and I'm sure it's her. An Italian woman. So I think, when was this printed actually? Let's see. So it's, oh, that's interesting. First published in Great Britain. I thought it would have been in America or something. So yeah, first published in Great Britain in 2002. And 2002 was the year when I first started watching The Sopranos. I remember when I'd be like, back then, I'd be like flicking through the channels, and you kind of get like each channel you flick through, you get like a banner coming up telling you the name of the TV show or film that's on. And I would sometimes notice the banner saying The Sopranos, and I would always just assume that it was like some kind of opera. So I'd just carry on skipping through the channels, I'd never stop on it, and then one day, for whatever reason, I stopped on that channel, and I realised that it wasn't an opera at all, and I watched it and I thought, this show is really, really good, and I've been watching it ever since. So yeah, another guy that I totally recognise, but I can't remember his name at all. Oh, there it is, Bucco. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. So this is like an introduction. Okay, so I've had to move things around a bit because I noticed before that the camera and tripod and myself were casting a bit of a shadow over the book. So hopefully this looks better. But yeah, it's not just recipes that are in this book. There's also different things as well. Like you've got like a newspaper article here, which is talking about a fire-destroying famed eatery. And you've got a little advertisement there, Ferrari roofing. grand opening at his restaurant. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading through this properly later on. There's Fiorio there. Yeah, he can totally kick some ass. There's Tony there. Looks like he's in Europe actually. That looks like a Ford Sierra. You never see those anymore. So you got some recipes there, you got lasagna. I can't even pronounce that. So yeah, because it's like a family cookbook, a lot of these recipes, they serve a hell of a lot of people. Like this one, it serves 8 to 10 people. So if I want to make any of these recipes, I'm going to have to kind of try and calculate how much less of each thing I need to use, like how much less of each ingredient that I need to use, because I'm only going to be cooking for one. Unless someone's over, then I'll be, I could possibly be cooking for 2 or 3 or 4. Starfish. I didn't know that you could eat those. I wonder what they taste like. Got some old photos there. There's Janice there. I wonder if that's actually a real tattoo, or whether it's just kind of put on there for the show. So it looks like that's a letter that's being written by Tony's mum there. Lavia's fried mushrooms. I think Tony's mum is called Lavia. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing the name right, but yeah. So that's a fried mushroom recipe. That looks quite nice. Serves 10 people. Carmilla there. There's AJ there. And it looks like this is something he's written, why I like food. Yeah, it looks like it's something for school because it's got like a C double plus. Don't even go there. Meadow email on food and weight. So this doesn't look like an email, it looks like one of those messenger things. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying some of these recipes out. That looks really nice. Baked chicken with potatoes, lemon and oregano. There's Artie there. Showing his fine selection of Italian foods. Artie on wine tips. So yeah, there's absolutely loads of recipes in this. Quail. Looks quite nice. I don't think I've ever had quail before. So yeah, so there's Tony's therapist there. And I guess that's her partner or husband. I don't think I've ever seen him before. I think maybe he's called Richie or something. I don't know, but I mean, none of them are nice, but especially him, he's just not nice at all. This guy, he always reminds me of Al Pacino in the film Scarface. And I do really like that character. It's a shame that he wasn't in The Sopranos for that long. Even though he's quite small, seems to be a lot smaller than the rest of the guys. He does come across as very intimidating, just like his mannerisms, his attitude, just the way he comes across. He comes across as a lot more intimidating than a lot of the other guys. So some of these recipes, they don't actually have pictures of what the food will look like when it's finished cooking. Yeah, absolutely loads of recipes in this book if I've not said that already. There's Paulie walnuts. I don't know whether I'd say my favourite character is Paulie Walnuts or Tony Soprano in The Sopranos. I think they're both great. I would love it if like a spin-off show was made and Paulie was in it, like he was the main character in it. Why do they call it gravy? Rules for sanitary cooking and eating. Cooking and cleanliness. Always wash your hands after tying or untying your shoes. That sounds like Paul. He said something similar to that in an episode of the Sopranos. Shoelaces can come into contact with biohazards on restroom floors. Not a pleasant thought, especially for a cookbook, but nonetheless true, unfortunately. There's Paulie again. How to cook garlic. I didn't realise there was like a certain way you're supposed to cut it. And I thought you just get a knife and just chop it up any old how. That doesn't really look that good, to be honest. But it could taste really nice. There's Christopher there. I'm not gay or anything, but he is actually really nice looking. That's a really good picture of him there. See, I'm noticing on this book, like, just the very outsides of the pages have yellowed a bit. But that's to be expected because it is a really old book. It's from 2002. I think that would make it. Would it make it? It's almost 2019 now, so I think that would make it 17 years old. Yeah, I think I remember that in an episode. You got the. Don't know who that is there. Looks like they fell on the floor and it's got a big explosion there on the barbecue. Lots of flames. And you've got all the guys in Tony's back garden there at the barbecue. Looks like he's singing there. Junior's 10 tips for living long and living well. Never feel guilty about anything. If it happened, it happened. Just go on. The only lesson my father ever taught me: kick the shit out of the other guy before he kicks the shit out of you. Good advice. If a man should insult you, do not be quick to return the insult. Wait and prepare. The best comeback is like a wrong number at 3 in the morning. Very disturbing. I think he's the only guy in The Sopranos he actually seems like a genuinely nice person, really. You know, he does seem like he's got a good heart, but he's very tough as well. He beat the shit out of Tony in that episode where they're on like a holiday or something, like staying at some like wooden, I don't know what you call it, kind of wooden house or whatever. If I couldn't eat, I'd fucking die. Style tips for heavy eaters. So I guess these are his tips. What's it called? God, so many people in The Sopranos where I can't actually remember their names. I think it's called Bobby. Here are a few quick clothing tips gathered from large men in the neighbourhood, including the always sartorial Bacala for guys who like to enjoy food and enjoy life. No tank tops. Jumpsuits, but not prison issue orange ones. Any jewellery that announces you are a fat cat. If you are fat and balding, wear an expensive hat. Most importantly, wear what you wear with confidence. If it doesn't make you cocky, don't wear it. So we're almost at the end of the book here. Those are the weirdest looking donuts I've ever seen. There's that there, the end. Afterword. So this is I speaking to you. Yeah, so there you go. I'm really looking forward to reading this properly later on. Can't remember how much I paid for this, but I don't think it was that much. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching.